structures or strings, which are of course resources, during the test. You can build activities. So there's a special functionality to create. So you just give the class of your activity, and RoboElectric builds this activity and returns it. And it's set up in this test Android context. What I told before, that you also can access resources. So you can, the RoboElectric application is your application context, and therefore, therefrom you can get the resources, and you can, for example, test if the color red, which is in your resources, has the right value. And of course, you can also work with preferences. So you have this shadow preference manager, which can get the default prefs in your application, get out here, and this is just a standard preference editing in source code, so you can set up different preference setups and just look how your application reacts then. So typical test preparation stuff. But unfortunately, the Android Studio integration is not yet available, or it's very, you can manage somehow to develop, but it's not really integrated. The good thing is that from the Gradle side, for the build script, it's working very well. You can set up different source paths there. You can set up a test source path, run the test with the plugin I showed you before. But for Android, it's different. For Android Studio, it's difficult. So the command to run the local unit test from Gradle is just Gradle test. And at the end, hopefully everything is right. And as I told you, there are just ugly hacks at the moment. I don't know what the plans of Google are to support it. I hope that a lot of people really want to have this feature, because you don't always want to do instrumentation tests. You also have some logic in your application which just can test it very quickly, but you don't want to start the emulator. So I come to the summary. This is the summary of the whole talk now. What you have seen, that the new build system is really a lot nicer, a lot easier to use, especially in combination with Android Studio than the old one. You can easily start a new project without having too much knowledge and have a running application and then work from that on. And Android Studio is based on IntelliJ. I don't know how the capabilities compare, but you have all the refactoring stuff, you have really cool stuff IntelliJ brings with it. And that's a nice tool because I get it for free. And of course, also the SDK is included. So if you download the package, you can install Android Studio and you can immediately create a new project and have an Android application in maybe, let's say, if you're somehow used to it, 10 minutes, you have it there. And it should be very easy. And as we've seen, okay, it's version 0.3.5, I think, at the moment, so it's still in development stage and things are changing. I think they release every week at the moment, and you already can use it, so therefore it's really good news. But of course it will improve somehow. We have seen that it's very easy to introduce RoboJuice to your application, to get the advantages of dependency injection in your project. This is maybe not that important if you have a small app, but if your app is growing and growing at some point, it's nice to think about what about introducing dependency injection to make things more testable, to make things more flexible. And we have seen a little bit how RoboElectric can be used to create unit tests for local execution. And so far, as we have seen, we like the new build system very much. It makes things much more easy. Okay. Thank you very much